design refrigerator complaint.
According to Bob Vila, including labor, refrigerator compressor costs can run between $250 and $650, and the price of a new compressor averages between $100 and $500.
Of course, the airflow fan is on, and it shows absolutely no temperature change as a heat exchange. Freezer, also no temperature change in the freezer. The freezer is also hot too. At its cold setting, so if you have your evaporator fans running in the freezer, forcing cold air up to the refrigerator portion, and there is no temperature change, that's a good indicator that the Freon system is affected in the sealed system. This is about
According to Bob Vila, including labor, refrigerator compressor costs can run between $250 and $650, and the price of a new compressor averages between $100 and $500.
When these problems occur, the first indication that was done is a recharge in the industry, which they stopped doing recharges because of the gas, and the gas affects the ozone layer. And so it's a pretty good idea to stop using a recharge as a way of verifying if it's going to fix a refrigerator, because the sealed system is still compromised, and that freon, that frigent, that gas is leaking in the process. So it will be basically resume a bad refrigerator less than a year, and all you've done is just put freon in the atmosphere basically. And so that repair is not advised. And so the only other recourse for a repair such as this is the process of changing out the compressor itself. That's an overhaul. That labor plus the part
refrigerator compressor costs
would
can run
run you
between
a minimum of
$250 and $650, and the price of a new compressor averages between $100 and $500.
Minimum wage is what, $15 an hour for an 8-hour day is $125. So this being a little more advanced and in study, yes, the labor would match the education when it's involving brazen and fire and gas, and so yeah, they're dealing with someone who's educated on how to put a brazen system fire
refrigerator compressor costs can run between $250 and $650,
inside of
and the price
someone's
of a new
home.
compressor
So
averages between $100
labor
and $500.
will
Refrigerator compressor
respect
costs
that
can run
in
between
terms of
$250 and
the, work that
$650,
is
and the
performed.
price of a new compressor averages
And
between
that's
$100 and $500.
close to what a mid-range design refrigerator costs nowadays, because of the specialty and the training of doing that, which came from Sears. Once that was removed out of the equation, those types of labor performance and warranty in it on that type of level is no longer performed, not as often. And so the trust to have someone do that when you can buy a new refrigerator for $700 of this design, this is a medium economy stainless steel, aluminum treated stainless steel, meaning this is aluminum versus not true stainless steel, meaning the magnet will stick to this. If a magnet sticks to this, then it's aluminum treated, which caught the retail prices affected cheaper at that time. If it's true stainless steel, then yes, then you will spend probably about $1,500 when these first came out new. They're not as trendy as they used to be, so you can probably buy for right around $900 to $1,100, depending on which state you live in. But this is definitely the compressing system. You could have a clog in the system, or you could have a leak in the system, and so and the evaporator also. And so in any aspects, in respects to what is practical, these are just not performed. They are more or less recommended as replacement because of the what's involved in doing the compressing silt system.
Okay.
And if it's not done just appropriate and they're not done right, you recharge the system. Depending on how fast that leak is, you may not know that it's leaking for another year, and then you're experiencing the same problem that you just paid $600, $700, $800 in labor, and then if you change out the compressor is about another $250 to $300 component.
This call may be
And
recorded
so,
for training and
You
quality
saying the
purposes.
labor? I thought you said labor and cost.
well, labor is comprised of the majority of the repair. The
Yeah.
part is about $200-300 itself by itself. So that's already about 1/6 the cost new at a $900 refrigerator.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at labor being of what, $400-500 for labor.
Yeah.
Thus, there you have
I
a
hear.
repair of what a new design refrigerator that will give you 3 years manufacturer warranty, compressed sealed system, and hopefully it does not compressor system does not fail. And so it's just generally it's just not worked on. They are on the customer base level. They are recommended as replacement because no one's going to spend the labor.
Yeah.
And it's not recommended because there's no way to warranty a year and a half out
Right.
because that person may not be around. Sears was around, and that's why we did it.
Yeah.
We did this constantly as a common practice. One, we were going to be around for the complaints. Two, we were going to see the design flaws. If it was a bad compressor, then we can have those designs stopped at the manufacturer's level
Yeah.
through customer complaints and through situations like this.
Yeah.
This would have been a product that we would have stopped
Yeah.
within the 5th year. And this is a 15-year-old
It's 20.
minimum, yeah,
I mean, and if you read
In
the
age.
door, it says 2002.
at least, yes.
Yeah.
But it failed now.
Yeah.
So the ones that are out in the market in replacement,
Yeah.
you'll have the same 15 years, but then you'll have the electronics. This one is less electronic controlled than the newer ones. The more electronics, these are still hand dials. And
They're
so-
still left.
hand dials, temperature
Yes.
hand dials.
Yeah.
They're not electronic.
Right.
There's still a temperature hand dial there, and there's still a temperature hand dial down in the freezer here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is what allowed this refrigerator to work, to perform as long as it has. If it was electronic, and there is no electronic control board in this design either. This is electronic timer. And so that electronic timer was obviously made out of good components at the time that it was manufactured. And so this design is known for compressor issues. But 15-20 years to have them replaced out is worth the money. This was a $1,300 refrigerator when it first came out new, regardless if this was stainless steel or not. But this one here now is at the end of its run. It has to be recommended as a replacement, which you've gotten its money's worth out of it.
Yeah.
Now you can do it as a convenience. It still can be offered as a compressor changeout or a recharge. But like I said, a recharge is the worst in conservation in terms of they changed the gas. They don't use refrigerant R13. They use a different refrigerant R24. But they'll have it on the tag. Whatever the tag it says up there at the top there. And so the tag up here, it'll have it right here on that tag. But the refrigerant is refrigerant. So So, just in the theory of refrigerant, a sealed system has to be maintained, and we have the world on refrigerant. So our environment is something that we have to look into our future. How are we going to handle our refrigerant equipment and the refrigerant that is out on YouTube and research and conservation and what this is doing to conservation.
Sure.
So we're headed in that direction too. And so refrigerators are a big deal. And hopefully we'll find an answer too for that. So this has to be replaced. Hopefully when it's recycled properly. And so there's so many different information out on YouTube on where our United States products end up at. And so that's a concern also. So our due diligence, I would recommend Lowe's. Lowe's should be equipped responsibly. Also the other distributors, Best Buy, Fred, your local city mall and pops, their access, who they purchase, those would be, I'm sure they're responsible too. But the further away from big corporation you go, those are the people that supposed to be concerned about landfill waste. When in fact, the big corporations are the big landfill waste. Yes. But those are things we have to think about, and it'll be easy decisions. These appliances are in they're in closeout, and they are in discount right now. So you should still have a pleasant experience, and so the appliance industry still is a pleasant experience. You should have closeouts. This is the best time right now. Is the best time to purchase. And so many things, so many changes, so many unavailable, so many things of old practices no longer a model of. So there are going to be so many different big corporation practices that the consumers will benefit from because of the electronic changeouts. And so you should get great deals because we are at the end of the DUV era. And so all the appliances that we buy, that clicking sound is the relay that you the protector, overload protector. That clicking sound is trying to turn the compressor on, but it will not allow the compressor to turn on. And it's and there's a purpose, there's a reason for that. So the compressor would be, the relay could kick the compressor back on, and that's what I've been listening for. But this design gives a false hope. I could change out that one relay, and it still won't work. It's internal to the compressor, and so
Who would you go with if you were replacing the refrigerator?
Any available refrigerator at this time. Anything that's available, because we are going to experience shortages soon. Gas prices, we're gonna see all of this very soon, and so whatever is available, and the change out for the DUV, the electronic chips. We're in the electronic chip era. All of our electronics devices are outdated, so all the new ones are coming in. So there should be really good prices, especially if you are aware of the change out. That's why we have the close. They're going to be having the closeout sales. Well, yeah, closeout sales, because those electronics are not going to be replaceable. Once they break, they're replaced. And so closeout is just that, closeout. But there's going to be great deals on closeout, as long as you're aware that once they break, you get your maintenance plans, waste of money. Once they break, any extended warranties, waste of money. Once they break, the electronics is not being replaced. Now, if there's enough parts in the supply system, those, yes, will be replaced under warranty. But once the parts have exhausted itself in the supply system and through our authorized dealers, then we can't get them anymore. Now, there will be other avenues. There will be other, what they call them, remanufactured, reconditioned, counterfeit. And they'll work for
Yeah.
a while, and then they will go bad because
Right.
the component that is not being supplied that will give you the sustainability is not being made. So there's gonna be components close to it, but not actual components of it. So they will work, but the wattage in the system will eventually cause a thermal runaway, and it will blow that circuit out. And so those components will be exposed, and I'm sure they're out there now, because we're too close into the change out of the DUVs to the EUVs.
So the high end side of labor is 650, and the high end side of components, compressor parts, is $500.
And they will address
So
whatever
that would be about
they need to address when
$900 to $1,200
I'll be going there talking
parts labor,
seeing what
and if there's any service involved.
To serve you better, this call may be recorded for training and quality purposes.
Including labor, refrigerator compressor costs can run between
To serve you better,
$250
this
and
call may be recorded
$650,
for
and the
training
price
and
of a new
quality
compressor
purposes.
averages between $100 and $500.
Available customer service representative.
problems occur.
Let me get a part number, retail price, location for an Amana compressor, and also the R1834 Alpha refrigerant, and the model number.
All right. And you said compressor and then a bottle of the R134?
That is correct, yes.
Looks like I do have a VOM number on that. Do we happen to have a CS1 or CS2 number on that tag anywhere?
S2.
Okay, so the compressor, that goes retail for $430.80. Availability-wise, I have that in stock in most locations. Let's see here, I've got one in Portland, 5 in Tukwila. And then the 134A is a big 30-pound bottle. That goes retail for $418.25. And that one there looks like same availability. Have that in both Portland and Tukwila. If shipped, there is an $85 delivery fee on that.
Okay. All right, well, I do thank you very much.
Sure thing. Did you need some part numbers for those?
Well, I don't think that compressor for retail value versus repair, the retail value kind of retail priced out of repair. So, but yeah, I would take the part number just in case.
Sure thing. Compressor, that would be a W. Lake William 10309990.
And that was Romeo 1030990. Romeo 103.
One more 9 in there.
Yes, Romeo 1030990.
That's correct, yep.
I saw those triple nines and I thought it was silver for some reason.
Came the rain and washed the spider.